Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Tesla Model 3. It seems like Tesla has put the clearance button because they are having a tough time selling the 2024 Tesla Model 3 Performance specifically. We've got tons of examples because now the biggest discount that you can get is $5,700 off. This is much more than what it was before, like $3,500 to $4,000 off. And I'm going to show you all the different examples so you can take a look at it for yourself. So we're going to get into that, plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal in Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And if you got a question you want to ask me, you can ask it at my Patreon group down below in the description. And today's live stream is partnered with Jowa, where you can get accessories for your Tesla vehicle, including some of my favorites like the phone mount and center consoles, because your Tesla does not come with any of that, but more on that later. So Tesla seems to be having a tough time selling the 2024 Tesla Model 3 Performance. In fact, all Model 3s are getting a slight bump in discount. We'll show you some of them that we found. And on top of that, they are also down below at our deal spreadsheet that you can find all the best deals that we keep track down below on the description as well. And on top of that, if you want a quicker way to find deals in your area, Tesla.com is going to be your best resource. But if you're looking for a price alert tracker, definitely check out our partner website that we co-developed with Only Use Tesla, where you can track new prices and most importantly, set alerts on them. But here it is. So the biggest discount in the country now on a Tesla Model 3 Performance is a 2024 Tesla Model 3 Performance that is a brand new vehicle, not a demo vehicle, not a in-stock vehicle, or it is in stock, but not a demo vehicle that has mileages on it, because this one has no miles just besides delivery miles on it for it. And so you can see it's got a $5,700 discount. And you might be wondering, can you get the $7,500 federal tax credit on this one? And yes, you can if you do a loophole or you add the full self-driving. I'll explain that in just a second. But here's another one. Here's a demo Quicksilver one, $5,700 off. Here is a red one, $5,700 off. Maybe Tesla could be looking to add that free supercharging deal in the near future as well, especially with the Model 3. We got another Performance, $5,600 off. Another one, $5,600 off. A white one, now a blue one, $5,600 off. It seems like Tesla is putting the clearance button on all the different Model 3s because they are just sitting in inventory, especially now. It's what, April, almost midway through 2025, and we still have 2024 brand new Tesla Model 3s still in inventory. And so here's the trick if you want to buy one of these, or if you want to get that $7,500, because what actually happens here is, though, yes, the sales price is under that $55,000 threshold for the $7,500 federal tax credit, but unfortunately it does not qualify because the MSRP with like the paint color and all those different things pushes it over that $55,000 price cap, so it does not qualify for that $7,500 federal tax credit. But Tesla has figured out a loophole, and one of those loopholes is this: if you add full self-driving for $8,000, it will then make it qualify for that $7,500 federal tax credit. They're doing it as like kind of like a promotion with this, and so you're kind of getting full self-driving for free in this instance, so it could be worth it. I mean, with the discount that's $5,600 off, I mean, you're getting pretty close to like a Model 3 long range type of pricing. In fact, let's take a look at, well, maybe not actually, because a long range is way lower, like $45,650. So still about like what, $4,000 to $5,000. But I would argue the Model 3 Performance is worth that extra couple of thousands of dollars over a long range all-wheel drive. The other loophole in this one, there's a lot of different caveats here, and this one's a great loophole if you're someone that makes over the income limits. for not qualifying for a 7,500 federal tax credit, like 150K or $300,000. What this loophole is, and I'll tell you in just a second. But before we do that, if you're looking to be buying any Tesla, whether it's a Model 3, Model Y, S, X, or even Cybertruck, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. So you can get 3 months of full self-driving, which is valued at $300. And it does work on the Model Y, but I think what happens here is it still gives the referee credit, so you'd be supporting the channel. So thank you to everybody that's used our Tesla referral code in the past and in the future. And so how this actually works is if you do a lease, and you'll have to buy it out pretty quickly afterwards. So you'll have to have like a credit union financing, which you can get a list of all the best credit unions at our Patreon group down below in the description, or you can refinance with your local bank, or if you have the means to pay cash, you could pay cash as well. Because when you lease with any Tesla vehicle, whether it's the Model 3 or the Model Y, you get the 7,500 federal tax credit, and it's itemized on the lease. So it's itemized literally as a 7,500 federal tax credit discount lease incentive, as they say. So as long as you're leasing through Tesla Trust Financing or Chase Bank, those are the two banks that we know for sure it works, you can do a lease buyout on day one, and you'll get an adjusted lease buyout price, which will be reflective of that 7,500. There are fees on top of that though, like an acquisition fee of around like $795 or $750 and a disposition fee of $350. But in the end of the day, you'll still net ahead like around $6,000 ahead that you wouldn't be able to get unless you added on the full self-driving. And so that's like the Model 3 Performance deal if you're looking to get it. And so now let's move on to like the long range all-wheel drive section. We've got $2,760 off this one. We got $2,700 off of this one of all-wheel drive. We got a rear-wheel drive. The highest discount that I could find is $1,800 and $1,400 for the rear-wheel drive. So not as many discounts as there is as you trickle down to like long range and rear-wheel drive. But of course, performance, they have the massive issue, and they are trying to figure out what to do, and they've increased the discounts even more. So if you're in the market for a Model 3 Performance, it just gets better and better and better. And the fun thing with these is that a lot of these do qualify for the lease as well, but for some reason it doesn't really look like the lease payment is going that much lower than the other ones. And so leasing really is a move if you're looking to do like a lease buyout or whichever it is to get that 7,500. Because if you look at the lease money factor interest rate, it is 9.38%. And what's happening here is Tesla is putting a high interest rate on the vehicles where they know people are going to be trying to do this lease buyout thing, because they have no reason to subsidize it at all, because they know that the people that are getting the 7,500 with the lease buyout aren't necessarily keeping that loan. I think what's happening here. And so because Model 3 Performance lease buyout almost 10%, 2026 long range all-wheel drive, not necessarily a lease buyout, but yeah, 10.73%. It's really the vehicles that I guess they have more in, I guess, or more demand. We got Model Y Launch Edition was 10%, and Cybertruck all-wheel drive in the Beast at what 11.5% and 8.21%. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. Is this the discount you've been looking for on a Model 3 Performance, or do you want a higher discount than that? In other news, check out this crazy Cybertruck doing a, jump, and that's really dangerous. This was at the Austin, Texas Cybertruck meet yesterday that happened, and certainly a very interesting time there. And whoever did this, you got definitely a ton of different courage there. And this was an interesting post that just got posted, and so this definitely will have some sort of effect on the market. And so I just want to kind of update you guys on it in terms of what happened, and then we'll probably see what happens throughout the next few days. But China has suspended exports of certain rare earth minerals and magnets to the US around the world. China is drafting a new regulatory approach to the minerals to prevent them from reaching American companies. Elon did respond to this. Quote, important to note that what matters is the ability to refine rare earth elements, which is not meaningfully rare, and manufacture magnets for use in electric motors. People understandably tend to think that the rare earth minerals deposits are what's scarce given the name. That is false. They're everywhere. As with lithium, what China has that others lack is the heavy industry of refining the minerals. And so this certainly could have effect on Tesla vehicles, Tesla batteries, and everything. And so we'll start to see what happens with this as it shakes out throughout these next few months. And in other news, we also talked about yesterday how the new spring update for Tesla vehicles is going to be adding adaptive LED lights to your Tesla vehicles. And we didn't really have a good list on which models this will most likely be coming to. But the biggest thing is you have to have this headlight bulb, which shows that you have the matrix LED headlight. And here are all the different models in which you'll most likely have it. The new Model Y, which already comes enabled right off the bat. The new Model 3 2024 Plus, but I think some older Model 3s have it as well. Don't quote me on that. Model S 2021 and Model X 2021, and some, legacy Model 3 and Model Y, depending on the headlight shape and also the year. And so that's like a 2022 onwards for the Model 3 and the Model Y. In other news, I guess like Tesla has been using the autonomous function to move their vehicles from inventory lot to inventory lot. But then this was also noticed. You can see the LED ambient lighting inside the interior. It can be multicolor, I guess, when this full self-driving is updated. So I bet they throw that on soon with the next updates when they actually comes out, so that we will be able to do that on our own as well. Now that you've ordered your brand new Tesla Model Y Juniper, it's time to take it to the next level. That's where our partner Jawa comes into play here. Jawa has everything you need, from phone mounts, mobile connectors, center consoles that I highly recommend to fit the new Model Y and every Tesla vehicle out there. And on top of that, you can use our promo code down below in the description to save even more money. And the best part is there's free shipping if you reach over a certain limit. My top 3 accessories that I recommend is a phone mount. It's super crucial, that can charge your phone. The center console is highly recommended as well because the Tesla does not come with it at all. And my newest favorite accessory is the invisible under-mount sunglass holder area storage area that also has a camera mount as well. So why wait for Tesla to make these accessories? Get yours now at Jawa, link down below in the description, and save some money and support the channel while you're at it. Thank you to Jawa for partnering with us, and let's get on to the next video. Thanks for that, everyone. And on top of that, we've got a new podcast episode titled The Hidden Cost of EV Ownerships That No One Talks About. It seems like a lot of you like this episode. There's a ton of comments. And so thank you all for the support. Thank you all for hitting the like button, the comments, and everything. We're on Spotify and YouTube. And so if you'd be so kind, give it a listen, maybe give it a like and comment, because we're going to be going through all of the comments and questions, so that we'll answer all of them with you all. All right, thanks for coming in. Oren, great to see you. Isaiah, great to see you. Miguel, let's see. Falcor, thanks for coming in. JJ, Crypto Zero, great to see you. Alex, Rio, congrats on your Model Y. It is incredible. I agree. And thank you all for dropping by. Thanks for hitting the like button, the comments, and everything. In this next topic, let's give you an update. We found some interesting posts about the Model Y production history, like when did it actually produce? And this will give us some insight on how much the lack of demand actually is for the Tesla Model Y. Fingers crossed. And I found some interesting stuff that could give us some insight on when the Model Y performance could be potentially coming out. Let's take a look at it. Troy Tesla posted this based on VIN data, DMV data. Most of the Model Ys produced at Tesla Fremont factory in Q1 were the older design. The new Juniper refresh, shown in red, only began appearing later in the quarter. And so it's these pink dots here at the end. So like not even like before, like between March 9th and March 16th is when the new Juniper was produced. And so that's so late in the game if you think about it, with like the launch series and also the new non-launch. And for that to be the case, and already there's Model Ys in inventory that you can get depending on where you're at, is pretty crazy to see. Like this stealth gray one available today in the California market. And so the lack of demand is definitely there right around the corner. And certainly it's very interesting to see this. So combined with delivery day indication of the Model Y all-wheel drive in San Francisco, it just suggests that the initial demand for the Model Y is soft at best. And Troy Tesla said correct. He also thinks it's pretty soft as best. And so pretty interesting to see that, Tesla's trying to advertise as much as they can, but a lot of different areas have inventory already stacked up for the brand new Tesla Model Y. And then I was taking a look at some of the data here in terms of when did like the old Model 3, or I guess the current Model 3, when did it come out in terms of date timeframes and everything, like, because I'm trying to like refresh my memory. But if we take a look at the price history track that we have here, we can see that the Model 3 Highland was released on, get this, January 9th of 2024. So almost about the same time frame here. But of course, what the difference was the Model 3 Highland was released in the long range and the rear wheel drive version, I believe. Or did the rear wheel drive get canceled? Actually, no, I think it got canceled. So I think it was only long range all wheel drive at the initial release when it actually came out. It was reintroduced with the rear wheel drive around July of 2024. But also take a look at this. You can see the Performance Model 3 Performance Highland was introduced in April of 2024, which, if you look at it right now, it is April of 2024. Specifically, the Model 3 Performance was introduced on April 23rd of 2024, which is 10 days from today. I don't know if we're that soon in reintroducing because we still have to have like the 7-seater option. We just got the non-launch announced as well. So I really feel like it's going to be another month from now, but I guess we'll start to see, because that would be crazy to see if a Model Y Performance gets released that early on this year and everything. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. Art, thanks for coming in. Any deals on the Model 3 Performance? Yes, we actually just talked about it. Great news. Oren, overnight with the new Model Y right now, saw some white ones originally was going to go red, but now white on white looks spectacular to me. I want a deal. Yes, 100% Oren. And actually, I do have a question to everybody that just bought a Tesla Model Y or has the new non-launch, or even Oren, if you're doing the demo. Can you go into the vehicle and go to the upgrade screen and see if you can get the acceleration boost? I don't have any confirmation if the non-launches can buy the acceleration boost for 2000. If someone could send me a picture, maybe in the Discord group down below or something, I'd love to see that, because a lot of people are asking about it and we have yet to see any sort of proof of that. I mean, of course, we know the acceleration boost is on the launch series, but we don't know if people can buy it on the non-launch. And I feel like that's going to be a big kicker to people that want the performance but don't want to wait, but still want that extra amount of speed. Isaiah, how does the discount off sale work? I know someone with 500 and now 2,500. Why do they differ? I don't know exactly what you mean. Oh, referral. Yeah, the referral discount has been pretty much killed at this point. Now you can get a 3 months trial of full self-driving, which is valued at $300 if you use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. Miguel, I think it's 4 months. I'll buy a Tesla, and if the price is right, still will get a Tesla Model Y. Yeah, I mean, I would say that maybe just do like a 2-year lease, which I feel like is the phenomenal deal at this point. I want to get the Tesla Model 3 due to its value after time. Can I refuse it? Can I use a referral code when going in person to buy one? Yes, you can basically copy the referral code link and go into the store when you go in. Falcor, do you think we'll get 0% on the new Model Y this year? I think yes, but it's not going to be probably till Q4, maybe even earlier, because of how much lack of demand there is with the Model Y, from my perspective at least. Rear-wheel drive will be released first, or long-range rear-wheel drive? I think that's the same thing, JJ, what you're talking about. I think there will only be one version of rear-wheel drive, which will be long range rear-wheel drive, as they're kind of doing on the Model 3. Crypto, thanks for coming in. Hi, welcome in. Alex, still waiting for brighter days for the Canada market. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of drama going on in the Canada market right now, so I know what you mean. Rio, thanks for coming in. JJ, it's apparent that these cars are not selling. If I buy 3 rear-wheel drive, it's $42,450. Why buy from inventory if it's higher? What do you mean? Like, inventory should be a lower price because of inventory discounts. I don't know exactly what you mean there. Rear-wheel drive for Model Y or long-range rear-wheel drive? Are you saying like the Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive? Or are you talking about the lower content Model 3, like the lower options? I guess I'm confused what you're saying there. But yeah, anyone that could afford a Tesla right now, please, I promise, please wait. I promise, with everything going right there right now, they're super desperate. In 3 to 6 months, we can see better deals than we have ever seen. Miguel, I am like 80%, 90% agreeing with you there. Yeah, definitely deals are on their way for all the vehicles, especially right now, because we're just so used and conditioned to deals. In the first quarter, we had 0%. It got stripped away. Right now, the only incentive is like that $299 a month lease with $1,000 down, sort of. I mean, there's other hidden small micro incentives, but certainly like the big ones are pretty much gone. Like the financing, 5.49% is not necessarily an incentive. That's like the normal rate. I think Tesla is just waiting and seeing, A, because of the tariffs, also kind of trying to probably re-strategize, and then also after their earnings call, because they don't usually, I feel like they don't usually do things before the earnings call. They wait until after that with it. In this next topic, Tesla actually quietly increased the price of this particular item, and you might not have realized this, but I actually have been paying attention. And this particular item is the Tesla mobile connector. Yes, they did enhance it, upgrade it, and added a certain feature, which is that power share feature. But let me give you a brief history on this, because in December of 2024, this mobile connector was $250. It went up to $275 around like January or February. And then now today it is $300 with power share. Now, of course, this is a nice accessory, especially if you're someone that travels a lot and goes to certain areas and you need it for like Airbnb and things like that. But this is definitely not something that you should be using on a daily basis. In fact, Tesla doesn't recommend you use this on a daily basis because it's certainly not made for that when you're plugging into the wall like this. The one thing for sure that you want to go with if you're looking to do that is a Tesla wall connector. And now that the price is $300 versus $420, I mean, I would almost recommend spending that extra money and getting the wall connector that is hardwired, dedicated, and also faster as well. And if you're looking for a Tesla authorized installer in the Southern California, Los Angeles, or surrounding areas around that, definitely hit up my friend Mario at Smart Plug EV. As for the Dennis deal, I really like Mario because he is a Tesla authorized installer. And when you go with a Tesla authorized installer, you get 4 years of warranty, not just the 1 year of warranty that comes with a Tesla wall connector. You get 4 years of warranty. And so you want to go with someone that's trusted, that will do the right process with permits and things like that. And on top of that, there's incentives depending on where you're at. Like he was able to get me $1,000 for installing my Tesla wall connector. So definitely hit up Mario down below in the description, or maybe even just text this number right here and ask for the Dennis deal so that he knows where you're coming from and to hook you up as well. But certainly very interesting to see the pricings increasing from this one. I mean, this is something that I have because it came free with the Model Y, and also, I mean, not free, we paid for it, right, with the Cybertruck and the Model Y. And so, but one of these things is, I don't know if I would definitely not go with this for a dedicated thing because it is slower, much slower than a hardwire one. We have it because we go to like Airbnbs and travel and other things like that. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. But one thing's for sure, if you're buying a new Tesla, it does not come with this, and that's a set of all-weather floor mats. My favorite set so far right now is a set by 3W Liners, and I've tried all the different floor mats that are out there, 3D Mats USA, Tasmanian, and a bunch of Amazon ones, and by far, these are going to be my favorite set. I've got them in our Model X, Model 3, Model Y, and also Cybertruck as well. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, not only will you save 25% off and get a set under $100, you'll support the channel as well. So definitely check out our partner 3W Liner floor mats down below in the description, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. In 3 to 6 months, prices will definitely crash based on 3 and Y sales. It's horrible, JJ. Yeah, 100%. I thought this was a rerun. Nope. Well, we are always here live every day. That's late in the game, but why are there... That's late in the game, but why are there no demand? It seems like people are just holding off on their purchases right now in terms of all vehicles. And there's just a lot of different deals, incentives, and everything across the board. Oren, do you think it's worth waiting for the new Model Y Performance or just get acceleration boost on an all-wheel drive? That's a tough question because right now it's one of those things like the Model Y non-launch is in front of us right now, and that's a vehicle you can buy. And until the Model Y Performance actually exists, it's tough to like kind of compare it against something that doesn't exist, or to compare it against something that does exist. And so until it actually releases, then I can really make an accurate decision to be too, because like, you know, I would love to get a Model Y Performance, but you know, I also don't want to wait until that actually is. And so the terrible thing with this is with Tesla, just like how with any tech, there's always something that is just around the corner or better than ever in, you know, the newest, latest update, just like iPhone 15 to 16. I mean, I was just like shopping for vacuums the other day, and now like Dyson also has like a new generation every year. It's crazy to think all these different things and all these different companies have figured out that they can do updates like this and try and, combine their marketing with all the different things to make it seem like it's a better thing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a vacuum, right? That does functions that vacuums do, but it's, that's just how the endless cycle that we are in with all this different technology. But in terms of, is it worth waiting? Of course, it's always worth waiting. But then are you willing to pay MSRP pricing plus the non-financing? Because yes, the Model 3 Performance was released last year in April of 2024, but I want to say we did not see any sort of discounts, any sort of incentives, and definitely not 0% until like November, December of that year. So if the Model Y Performance comes out this month, next month, or even the next few months, I would give it 6 months after that to see any sort of discounts or incentives. That will be at least an approval for us, for what I'd feel comfortable recommending, so to speak. See what else we got. You mean wait? Yeah, definitely wait. That's the thing. Like, it's always, especially right now, it is the worst time to buy because it's April. It's the first month of the quarter. Now, the only deal I can recommend, I would say at this moment, is going to be the Model 3 Performance. Sorry, the Model 3 Lease, the $299 month lease, because $1,000 down plus that deal is a pretty good deal. And so, of course, if you stack it on with a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, you can get 3 months of full self-driving, which is valued at $300. Does the Model Y Juniper's acceleration feel like a sports car? Shabada. It does, but it's a little floaty. And so, I mean, having just had the Model 3 Performance, we actually got rid of it pretty recently, and jumping into the Model Y, the Model 3 Performance with any type of performance, adaptive suspension type of vehicle is very darty. It is planted. I mean, when we went to Tesla Corsa and did that track day, which we're trying to figure out if we can go back to the track day, which is happening in 2 weeks from now at Tesla Corsa on the 26th. And I think if you use our promo code Dennis, you can save some money on that as well. But we're thinking about taking the Model Y just to see what it's like. But I know I'm not going to have as much fun as we had in the Model 3 Performance. But in terms of the acceleration, I mean, any Tesla vehicle is going to have fast acceleration. Even long range without turning into sport is going to be super fast as well. Will Tesla Model S go down later this year? Great question, Miguel, because that is our next topic. In this next topic, the Tesla Model S demand is drying up. It seems like competitors are destroying the Tesla Model S, or really, I guess it's just one competitor, and that one competitor is the Lucid Air. The Lucid Air was the #1 best-selling luxury sedan in the US in Q1 of 2025, which just happened, outselling every competitor in its class, according to Cox Automotive and Motor Intelligence. Lucid Air, 2,400 vehicles. Tesla Model S, 1,280, about 50% less. Porsche Taycan, 1,000. BMW i7, 888. Actually, I didn't realize that was a competitor. And EQS, 509 units. And this is crazy because Lucid, I mean, if you don't know what deals are happening with Lucid, there is some insane deals. I mean, Lucid goes strong with April lease offers as low as $549 a month. I mean, that's like Model 3 prices for leasing if you take a look at it. $569 for the Touring, $850 for the Grand Touring, and on-site bonus of $1,000 plus $4,000 of Tesla Conquest cash and everything. You can get credits as high as $20,500 off, or APRs as low as 1.99. I mean, certainly it seems like if you want to step up and check out some of the other vehicles out there, Lucid might be a interesting idea. I mean, just jumping into like the Taycan, which also got released. Drag Times just got their purple colored Taycan, which is a phenomenal color. I think we should have done the Model Y wrap in this one, actually, now that I think about it. But take a look at this video. He did a 0 to 60 test.
All right, here we go. 0 to 60 test, Taycan Turbo GT. Oy, jeez.
That is
wow.
Insane. On street tires, on, I mean, maybe a back road or whatever it is, 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. I mean, that is like literally unusable. But of course, that was a Taycan, a Porsche Taycan GT with that. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff with it. I mean, let me know, have you considered getting into a Lucid at $549 a month? When, I mean, if you take a look at it, Comparing that to like a Model 3 Performance, Model 3 Performance is $721 a month. That is pretty insane and tons of value. It makes me want to go check out some of these Lucids again, just to see if that $549 a month payment is actually possible. But what happens is, I mean, certainly there are some rumors that the Model S could get a refresh later this year. And I could easily see that happening. But this was surprising to me that the model, I guess maybe not as surprising because the Model S is kind of stale at this point. The refresh has been around since 2021, 2022, and has stayed the same since. And so it is definitely due for some sort of update. And rumor is that could be happening later this year, maybe even June, July. And the fun thing with that is if there is a refresh with the new Model S, you know what that means? There's going to be bigger discounts on the older inventory and everything right after that. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. But one thing's for sure, if you're buying a new Tesla, it does not come with this. And that's a set of all-weather floor mats. My favorite set so far right now is a set by 3W Liners. And I've tried all the different floor mats that are out there. 3D Mats USA, Tasmanian, and a bunch of Amazon ones. And by far, these are going to be my favorite set. I've got them in our Model X, Model 3, Model Y, and also Cybertruck as well. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, not only will you save 25% off and get a set under $100, you'll support the channel as well. So definitely check out our partner 3W Liner floor mats down below in the description, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. Jerry, you cannot buy back your leased Tesla in at least 2 states. Yeah, I can't remember which states they are, but yeah, you definitely do some research. Maybe ask the Tesla reps with that. So they never said buy a new car. They got fresh refresh. I wonder if Model Y Juniper has issues right now, like the recalls. No, I think it's actually okay right now. I haven't seen anything besides like the usual Tesla build quality type of stuff, but certainly there's really been no issues. Any front license plate holder for Juniper that won't block the front camera? Kent, that's a good question. A lot of companies are working on that at the moment, like 1975 Creations down below in the description. For Model Y, I see rear-wheel drive not longer in Europe, Chile, and Mexico. Interesting. Yeah, so maybe they did decrease the range in those states. On the overnight loaner, I don't see the upgrades tab. I bet it's disabled. All right, thanks for checking on that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense that maybe they did disable it with the long range. Terrence, what's up, Dennis? Respectfully, the new CT rear drive is nothing like a glorified iPhone 16e. Shake my head. Yeah, I mean, the new CT rear drive, I mean, definitely not. It's like decontented like crazy, but I guess like both of them are decontented in terms of like 16 versus 16e. But in terms of like the actual cost of it, yeah, definitely not. Ready more now. Hey, Dennis, now Model Y has stocks for blinkers. Do you think Tesla will eventually bring them back to the rest of the models? I think so, because there was a lot of customers that didn't like that. I mean, a lot of customers are okay with it. I, for one, actually like the buttons on the steering wheel. It's just less effort. I'm all about efficiency, but certainly people want that stock back. And I don't know, now that it's funny, like when I'm in my Model Y, I go for the stock because I'm conditioned to go for the stock now. But when I was driving the truck over this weekend, what I do is because I don't know whether it has either. I go for the stock and then I feel nothing. And then I'm like, oh, that triggers my brain to just hit the button, the left ticker or the right ticker on the steering wheel. And so it's funny that I've created like a mini process for that. Will 0% APR ever come back? Divine? Yes. 99.99% yes on that one. But at the same time, we don't know when. No acceleration boost for purchase, only offering full self-driving and connectivity purchase. Rio, thanks for checking that on the Model Y. So that's interesting because we've got a screenshot from a Tesla rep saying that it's available, but sometimes I feel like they just say whatever they want to say or need to say to try and get that order. So do you think we won't see standard range rear-wheel drive, only long range rear-wheel drive for the Model Y? Yes. Yeah, I think we're only going to see the long range rear-wheel drive for the new Model Y at this point. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button in the comments and everything. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.